the Rolex GMT Master 2, called the Batman. There are hundreds of videos about this watch, and this is not mine. I'm just lucky to have a friend who is kind enough to let me have a limited experience with it, and for most of us, that would be enough. As a point of reference for my 6.5-inch wrist, the Batman is 40mm in diameter, 48mm lug-to-lug with a thickness of 12mm. The bracelet tapers from 20 to 15mm, equipped with a folding clasp and an easy bracelet extension system of 5mm, which I find really useful during weather changes. Now, I've been using this for almost a month now, and just like any other new watch that falls in my possession, the honeymoon phase is just pure joy, especially knowing that this watch's days on my wrist are counted, and the only way to enjoy it more is to have one, which we all know is not easy to achieve nowadays, but for most of us, a borrowed time is enough time. Anyway, the real attraction here is the blue and black bezel, which I genuinely love. I know there are a lot of watches that offers the same aesthetic, but let's be real, they won't fill your heart the same way that this will. Not the best sounding bezel action in the business, but not personally owning it is worse. Now let's try it on. Aside from the unsatisfactory bezel clicks, the only thing that I dislike is the case. Its lack of curvature creates a hollow space, at least for us with smaller wrists. Although it's not as annoying as a 37mm watch with long lug-to-lug distance, so this Rolex still fits well, and I'd say the best size you could get if you have the same size wrist as mine, if you can get one. And spending more than a week with this watch definitely gave me more reason to at least try to get one, not on the secondary market, but a brand new Batman as my first Rolex, unless the Submariner changes my mind. But for now, with this on my wrist, it has replaced the Explorer 1 as my first choice of timepiece from Rolex. Let's also look at it beside my Tag Heuer and Tudor, as they are virtually identical when it comes to dimension. The Tag Heuer Accuracer is 41mm, but with a shorter and more curvy lug-to-lug of 47mm, and they both have 12mm of thickness, and the Tag Heuer's 31mm dial make it looks bigger. The Tudor Black Bay 58 is 39mm, its lug-to-lug is just slightly shorter at 47.6mm, but again, the Tudor is curvier and has the same thickness. Now, because of the ergonomic design of the Tag and Tudor, they wear far better than the Rolex, despite the slim difference in lug-to-lug length. All things considered, these are still minor issues that you wouldn't even think of had there not been any other options like Tag Heuer and Tudor, or if you have a wrist size of 7 inches and above. And truth be told, the Batman being a Rolex towers over these small issues that we find. I do sound like a snob Rolex fanboy now, but I'll admit it's just the fanboy part. Cause adding the scarcity of Rolex for normal people like us makes it so much more desirable. The Chromalite lume is also solid and crisp, which is easy to read at night. And now let's take a look at more wrist shots on a much brighter setting and hope for the best that the future in owning a Rolex would get brighter, and I'll see you all at the Rolex Boutique.